On this episode of Sloan's Wilderness Expeditions, we take on a dawn-to-dusk hike across rocky trails, scenic lakes, and one of the steepest climbs we've ever attempted. Stick around for one of our toughest adventures, and be sure to hit that subscribe button for future episodes.
Hey fellow expeditionists, we're at the High Peaks Wilderness at the Adirondacks.
That's right. If you want to see the crazy adventure that's gotten us up here to these views, stay tuned. It's a good one.
The High Peaks Wilderness of the Adirondack Mountains is located in upstate New York, and it's famous for its 46 peaks all above 4,000 feet elevation. Our plan was to attempt a 13-mile hike out to Avalanche Pass, across Avalanche Lake, up Mount Colden, down to Lake Arnold, and back before sunset. On the surface, that sounds like an easily doable plan, but we may have underestimated just how rugged this hike would be, on top of the 3,000-foot elevation gain. Our hike started at 6 a.m. in the dark. Fortunately, the trek along the Van Hovenberg Trail was pretty easy, giving us a bit of a false sense of security on how the day would go. We crossed the Marcy Brook and took in the views in one of the few openings in the forest canopy created by the Marcy Dam. I don't think we realized at the time that straight ahead was Mount Colden, standing at 4,712 feet above sea level, the peak that we would be climbing shortly. We moved on to the Avalanche Pass trail, enjoying river views and practicing our parkour moves while rock hopping and trying to keep our feet dry.
Slowly making our way up Avalanche Pass. Here you go. Avalanche Lake. Just stunningly beautiful lake here, socked in by these high rocks. Now for the real adventure, getting across this lake. This isn't all just cool little ladders and such. A lot of rock scrambling and rock hopping involved, but I'm just not getting on video because I need both my hands to do it.
The camera does not do Avalanche Lake justice, nor does it truly capture the adventure of getting across the lake. My hat is off to the trail builders here in the Adirondacks. This was so fun to experience.
How cool is this?
Yeah. Coolio.
Straight across the lake here from us is what is known as the trap dike. That split in the rock there from many avalanches and such is a rock scramble that people actually climb to the top. I've seen videos of it and it is intense. I just realized the trap dike there, it looks like two butt cheeks and a butt crack. keep that in mind for all you climbers that actually do the trap dike, aka mountain butt crack. Well, that brings an end to our Avalanche Lake part of the adventure. Look at the size of this beaver dam. It's pretty much what keeps Avalanche Lake as full as it is.
The sun had finally crested above the mountaintops, providing some warmth and adding to the beauty of this amazing landscape.
Looks like this is our turnoff possibly for Mount Colden, if that's the direction we want to go. Looks like we've made it to the Lake Colden. Alright. Take a little breather right now before we try to summit Mount Colden. I'll tell you what, so far this has probably been one of the most rugged trails we've ever done, I would say. Just all the rock hopping, rock scrambling, puddle jumping, one of the wettest, muddiest trails too. So it's slow going. We've been at this for about 4.5 hours and only made it about halfway on this hike, a little over 6 miles. Yeah, it's just really slow going, but it's been absolutely gorgeous on the route.
Take a look at this sign again. We would be climbing 1,950 feet in the next 1.6 miles, possibly the steepest ascent we've ever attempted. And the Adirondacks doesn't mess around with switchbacks. It just goes up.
Alright, this trail gains 1,950 feet in altitude in just over 1.5 miles. This is one of the way it does it.
We had originally planned to backpack this trail the day before, but the previous day had seen freezing temps that dropped the season's first snow on the mountaintops. Had we hiked this the day before, there's a good chance all the moisture and trickling streams would have been frozen, which is why we waited a day for warmer temps and turned it into a day hike.
Oh, look at that flow. It's probably the waterfalls we seen going down the side earlier. Most of this trail going up the steep side of Mount Colden is pretty much just a small creek bed flowing on sheer rock. Makes for a kind of a sketchy, slippery hike. Very steep. I don't think we've ever done anything quite this steep.
No.
Look at this.
Catfish is fearless. He always finds a way.
You're entering an Arctic alpine plant zone. The plants are rare, fragile, and very much endangered. Walking and sitting on them will kill them. Please walk only on the trail or on solid rock surfaces.
Yeah, now look behind you.
Yeah.
The top of Mount Colden was cold and windy, but the views were to die for, and we finally got to see what all the fuss was about, the high peaks wilderness of the Adirondacks. This was our reward.
All right, Catfish, let's make a final push to the summit. All right, Catfish.
Yep.
That says peak right there. We are standing on the peak right now of Mount Colden.
Straight across from us are the Iroquois, Algonquin, and Wright peaks. And while the views from those peaks are surely amazing, I rather enjoy having them in my view from the summit of Mount Colden.
Well, Catfish, you just summited one of the high peaks in the Adirondack Mountains. How do you feel?
Great. And a little chilled out.
Straight there below us, that is the trap dike, also known as the butt crack of the mountain. So right here, we've got about a little over 180-degree view all around us. Well, Mount Colden summit, the views up here, absolutely breathtaking. But we got to keep moving.
We began our descent from Mount Colden on the Lake Arnold trail. This route is a bit longer than our route coming up, but isn't quite as steep and is a bit easier on the knees. We needed to make up some time as the hike so far had taken longer than expected.
We have arrived at Lake Arnold. Well, Lake Arnold is a beautiful spot. We got our water refilled, and now we got to book it if we're going to make it back, because I have a feeling we're going to be ending this hike in the dark. Parkour it! Parkour it! Parkour!
Parkour.
Well, we're finally making some decent time. Sun's already behind the mountain there. I just love these mountain streams. Woo! Think we made it, Catfish?
We did.
Awesome. Well, guys, it finally happened. I broke Catfish. 13 miles, 3,061 foot elevation gain over the course of nearly 12 hours. But wow, what a trip.
What a view.
Yeah, it was probably the most rugged, most rocky, most muddy, and most steep hike I think we have ever done. Would you have any thoughts about it there, Catfish?
I'd say it's probably more difficult going up this than it was going up Cloudsburst to Yosemite, but that view at the top was awesome.
Yeah.
For the short period that we could actually look from it.
Yeah, we didn't have much time to stay up there because we had to keep going to get this hike done. There's very slow moving.
And as you can see, it's dark behind us because the sun is ready to set.
Yeah. We left a little after 6 and it's just now 6 p.m. So a full day, wasn't it?
Yep.
We are feeling it. And I'll tell you what, it was a great feeling to accomplish that. Would I do it again? Maybe not this one. Avalanche Lake, though, so awesome. Absolutely worth coming to, just if it even came to that. You know what? We need to decompress now. So
We do.
On to our next adventure.
Peace out.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure. There's plenty more to come, so please give us a like and be sure to subscribe.